Good morning, kids. Are you ready for the kids' Bible lesson? Woohoo!
Now, as you can see, this isn't really a fishing boat or a sailboat, but I didn't have any of those. So we're pretending this is a sailboat and they are sailing across the lake. Luke chapter 8 says, one day Jesus got into a boat with his disciples. Now he'd chosen 12 people to be part of his crew that went with him everywhere he went. And Jesus told them, let's go to the other side of the lake, okay? So they set out to go to the other side of the lake. As they were sailing, Jesus went down into the bottom of the boat and went sound asleep. There's Jesus sleeping, and a storm started coming, and it got very windy, and the sailors started getting so worried. Master! Master! We're gonna perish! We're perishing! Help! He saw the great storm and all that they were worried about, and he rebuked the wind and the waves, and it became calm. The waves died down, the wind died down, and it was calm. And Jesus turned to them and said, where is your faith? Now they actually became afraid, and they're like, who is this that can even calm the wind and the waves? Do you remember a story that we talked about before about how Jonah was on the boat? And after he was thrown in, the wind and the waves became calm, and the storm ceased, and the waves became calm. And then the people who were on the boat, greatly feared the Lord, and they glorified God. Well, these guys are seeing something that would have been like those sailors in Jonah's day, where they are seeing this man, Jesus. He looks like just one of us. This man could tell the wind and the waves to be calm, and the wind and the waves obeyed Jesus. Can you and I do that? No, we can't. None of us can. None of us have the power to calm the wind and the waves except for Jesus. And why is that? Why does Jesus have that power? How could he do that? Do you know, kids?
In the very first verse in the Bible, it says, God created the heavens and the earth.
If Jesus is God, then he created the waves and the wind, and he can control them. What he wants the disciples to believe is that he is God. Do you remember the other time we learned that Jesus is God because he could forgive sins?
Man, your sins are forgiven.
Well, here's another example of how they know that Jesus is God, because he commands the wind and the waves. So let me ask you, kids, where is your faith? That's what Jesus asks us. Where is your faith? Is your faith placed in this man, Jesus, who is God? Do you trust Jesus? Are you following him? Do you love him with your whole heart?
Do you believe he can calm the wind and the waves?
Sometimes we have difficult or scary things like the disciples did. Will you trust Jesus with the scary or difficult things in your life? All right, kids, see you next week.